Dave Palumbo here with an RX Muscle news update. The IFBB Toronto Pro has let out, and we have a new champ, Mo Shaaban. No surprise here. We predicted him to be the pre-show favorite going into this event. He had just finished second behind Charles Griffin out in California. So he was pretty much the perennial favorite going into this event. And, you know, he pretty much delivered what we saw in California. I don't think that he got much better here than he was in Cali. I think he was pretty much the same. He still needs to be a little hard, a little drier, but he's got really nice shape muscle. He flows well. He's got a lot of mass on his body, and the rest of the lineup just could not hang with him in terms of size, shape, and his conditioning wasn't bad. It was, I mean, he has tried glutes, but did he have like really dry lower back? No. Were his hamstrings like, you know, like grainy hard? No, but he has such good flow to his body and such round muscle that it looked really good, and he did enough to win here. And that's at the end of the day, he's done several shows now, so his body is probably tired anyway, and you know, maybe it's just not responding. This will be nice. He got his Olympia qualification here. Now he's going to go on to the Olympia in December, so he's got a nice break he could take in the action, and I think allow his body to kind of heal up and relax a little bit, de-peak himself, and then re-peak obviously later this year. And that's plenty of time to do that. So once again, I was really surprised that I didn't see Charles Griffin or some of the other guys who, you know, could have gone and collected an easy win here. I mean, I don't know. I mean, it seemed to me that Charles could have just shown up at the same conditioning he was in Cali, and he would have won again. I mean, just the same way Blessing got the 2 wins. Charles easily could have gotten 2 wins here, and I'm surprised we did not see him. But hey, that's good news for Mo Shaaban, right? Theo Legworthy was second here. This guy has been, you know, in the top 5 at all these shows that we've had over the last couple of weeks. I've said it before. He's got one of the nicest structures. He's taller than everyone else. He flows well. He's got a small waist, good V taper. He needs a little more muscle on that frame. His conditioning was probably, you know, around the same as Mo Shaaban's, but you know, he's got gaps in his physique a little bit because of his height. So once again, I said it earlier at some of my other wrap-ups previously, but if he adds another 10 pounds, another 12 pounds of muscle on his physique, he's going to be very, very dangerous because he has really nice flow to his body, and he's big. So when he stands in the lineup, he stands out. And so this guy, watch out for him in the future. I think he made a really, really great debut over the last couple of weeks. Second place. He's probably collected a lot of points. I don't know where he is in the point standing, but I have to believe that he's up there. And you know what? Maybe we see him again in Texas. I wouldn't, you know, say no to that. You know, not even that he might win, but just to collect more points to make sure that he can get to that Olympia at the end of the year. He's put his body through a lot. He's obviously in the United States. He's staying here. I don't think he's going back and forth. So I say, why not hit another show? I mean, impressive. Andrea Muzi, who also was very impressive in Cali, came in here and pretty much delivered what we saw, I think, last week. Consistent. He needs more size on his body. He's got a lot of good conditioning here. And, you know, these Italians are showing up, you know, bringing their best to the stage. And you know what? Even though the lineups are not stellar, they're placing in the top 2, top 3, top 4, top 5 because of the fact that they bring really, really great conditioning to the stage and good presentation. And Muzi should be congratulated for a job well done. Third place, you know, at a pro show is really spectacular. And of course, finishing in that 4th position, Dorian Haywood, who I love Dorian because you know what? He has so much muscle on his body. The guy will just hit show after show after show. And for anyone who says the big guys can't peak week after week, that's bull because he always brings it. He has the most muscle on stage. He brings a lot of conditioning. He does his body flow as well. Some of these other guys know, and that's why he winds up, you know, sometimes losing to these guys. But he's there. And you know what? As long as he's showing up and he's bringing conditioning in these type of lineups, he's going to place top 5 and he's going to collect Olympia points. And you know what? That's the name of the game at this point. And he's keeping his popularity up there. And I'm sure he's got a great following on his social media because he's always competing and he's always bringing his best. And you know what? People want to know how you do that. And that's going to be great for him business-wise when he's done competing because people are going to come to him as a coach. And so great top 4 here in Toronto. It was a small lineup. You know, I'm really surprised that we didn't see more guys in here because I know at the end of the year, guys are going to be crying that they couldn't qualify for the Olympia. There wasn't bull. You should have been competing early in the year. There's a million shows here, a million opportunities to get to that Olympia. And I just don't think we're getting enough people entering these shows. Now, I don't know if there was any problems with COVID and flying to Canada from the U.S. I haven't looked into that. So, I mean, that might have been an issue, but it didn't seem for Dorian Haywood. He got over there, no problem. He's an American. So I don't know. I don't know if maybe guys are just burnt out. It's too many shows for them. But next year, if this same, like, it's almost like this, we call it the U.S. tour, because there's show after show after show, weekend after week. And so this is something that guys might think about, hey, you know what, I'm going to do the U.S. tour next year, and hit all these shows week after week after week. Because even if you can't win a show, if you could place top 5 at all these shows, you're going to collect a lot of Olympia points, and that's super important. So at the end of the day, we're seeing guys qualifying for the Olympia, and that's what it's really all about. And, it's disappointing sometimes to see the fact that, all right, maybe we're not getting as many guys in these lineups, but you know what? That's what it's about. You never know who's going to show up. Show up at your best at every show, and you might just win a show because maybe the lineup will be weaker, or show up at your best and you might come in 5th at a show because there's just that many good guys. That's bodybuilding. And if you love the sport, you show up at your best and you do your best. And especially for these younger guys that are coming into the fray now, hit a lot of shows, man, while you have the energy, while your physique is still fresh and can handle it. Because as you get older, you're not going to be able to hit this many shows. Your body just doesn't recover as well as it did before. So Mo's going to go to the Olympia. What does he have to do? He's got to work on his conditioning. He's got to come in stellar at the Olympia. He cannot leave the door open a crack because those guys are so good at the Olympia level. He's got plenty of muscle. He has to come in peeled. He has to figure out how he's going to peak his body so that there's no denying the fact that he's in the best shape of his life. And if he does that, who knows? Maybe he's definitely a top 10 guy. Maybe he'll even be higher than that. His ceiling has not been reached yet because we have not seen him at his absolute best with this much muscle on his body. So great job, Mo. Congratulations on the Olympia qualification. And we'll be doing a full wrap-up of the entire show on Heavy Muscle Radio later tonight, live at probably around 10 p.m. Eastern Standard with Chris Aceto. For now, I'm Dave Palumbo with an RX Muscle News Update.